For human reviewers, a WiseDex browser
The
plug.
globalists will send robots and
This
drones
reminds-
to
Love to
destroy you
censor
for
you.
spreading disinformation. Bill Gates is working on projects like literally creating for cows that will stop them from farting.
No way.
Yes, there's a Boston-based ArcoBio company that secured $26.5 million lead funding by Bill Gates in larger that reduce livestock methane emissions. Yep, the
Luke's
private
could use
jet
that.
flying. I'm not livestock, okay? And my gas is controlled. I've been working on my gut here, okay? A lot of people have leaky gut and have a lot of stinky ass farts because of that. But Bill Gates, again, chief rival is cows. He is the biggest proponent of fake meat out there. It wouldn't surprise me if there's going to be some adverse effects with these cows and these larger, as he is also cheerleading and leading the forefront on giving mRNA to livestock animals. He's also working on blocking out the sun, an experiment that was previously blocked in Europe but carried out in San Francisco, as he literally was spraying dust particles into the atmosphere in order to make the weather gooder. That's the type of stuff that Bill Gates is working on a lot of the times in the shadows, a lot of the times in the secret. There's probably a lot of other experiments we don't know about. Compare him to, of course, Elon Musk. That's calling him out for hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, for being on the Jeffrey Epstein client list, for all the satellite kind of missile tech that he's working on. And I think you see a different tale of two completely opposite individuals that have a lot of money and are doing two completely different things with it. Mike, you've been looking into a lot of this stuff, especially the billionaire kind of larger financial integration world that also plays well with the kind of intelligentsia and the deep state. It does seem like a lot of these individuals are using the intel agencies for their own kind of personal doing. And I think this could be one reason out of many reasons why there's such a concerted effort by a lot of the people on Jeffrey Epstein's client list to stop Donald Trump from becoming the next president of the United States.
Yeah, if I were to really like hit the go off juice on this, we'd be here for 6 hours.
Hey,
on this topic
I
alone.
don't mind it. Let's
So-
go. Like,
I mean, there's so much here. I mean,
we got pizza. So we're fine.
Not anymore. He ate like the entire box.
That's
I really
right,
wanted
Essential Fatty, baby.
We have
I saw
Biltong.
Essential Fatty on screen. I'm like, that's me.
We have Biltong right there. Biltong's really great. So.
Damn, you called me out. You snitched. You snitched.
That's up, Lauren. That's
Damn.
I had no idea what was underneath the box.
I thought we were cool.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
are cool. You gave me 2 pieces.
Oh, okay. So, well, it was a, okay. Maybe it was a six slice pizza.
It was
you never
not.
know. Maybe it was a 4.
8 slices.
Yeah, there's a lot of personal pan pizzas at Pizza Hut, famous for those little four slice cuties up there. Okay.
We want to know the best from your 10. You said a 10-hour speech you gave the other day, right?
I've
That was
done
about
upwards
something
of 11, but not the other day. I was just saying that this is a very, very deep, sprawling topic, stretching through the AI censorship space into the Bill Gates world, into the Microsoft intrigues in this space, and actually my first research project when we set up Foundation for Freedom Online was looking into who was behind the original NGO threat letter to Elon Musk after his acquisition of X. If you guys remember, there were about 26 NGOs who sent this letter threatening that they would effectively exert their pull to kill Twitter 2.0's ad revenue unless Elon Musk vowed to continue the censorship policies of Twitter 1.0. And there was a lot of, sort of early stage research into who are these NGOs. A lot of them were smaller named and not necessarily the major ones that first come to top of mind. And the watchdog organization that I run, we did this extensive research on this. It was published in Breitbart, and I think Elon ended up amplifying it shortly after we did that. But basically what we found is 13 of these 26 NGOs were directly funded by the Bill Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And so, half of these 26 were being sponsored, almost like a swarm army, to go after Musk. And Musk, what he was doing effectively by getting rid of the censorship was getting rid of a lot of the carefully constructed Bill Gates censorship mechanisms. Now on the AI censorship front, I know a lot of people reacted to that clip with jaws dropped, and you should if you're seeing this for the first time. But it's very, very essential to understand that this AI censorship thing that Bill Gates is talking about is not some idea that popped into his head. It's not something new. It's 8 years old. It was rolled out. I mean, technically, it's a decade old because it was initially developed by DARPA when the Pentagon and the CIA were concerned about, at least as in their telling, ISIS recruiting on Facebook and Twitter, and so developed capacities, something called natural language processing, which is a way to use keyword maps and sentiment analysis and draw these extensive narrative network maps of links and nodes to draw a network of a target community of birds that flock together, birds of a feather flocking together online, so that you can apply a particular terms of service censorship switch to knock out that whole network, or the branding slogans or the terms of art that are unique to them but don't result in censoring the whole network. And so that was originally developed as a military intelligence project in order to censor the speech of insurgency groups on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, because YouTube also, every word you say, you hit this too, because they all have back-end speech-to-text transliteration for the closed captioning. So they simply run the algo on the transliteration. But that was then rolled out domestically against Trump supporters, Brexit supporters, and climate change critics in December 2016 with the launch of Google Jigsaw's Perspective API, which is run by Jared Cohen, who is the guy who was the one who created the CIA's the roadmap for the CIA's use of social media to overthrow governments. It was something called Diplomacy 2.0 or Digital Statecraft. It was a guy who was brought on by the Bush administration in 2007, and then helped basically convince the older fuddy-duddies in the room. He was a young guy in his late 20s at the policy planning staff, which is the interstitial node between the State Department and CIA, so that they're coordinated with overt and covert activity. And so this guy was credited with starting the Arab Spring, because these were the Facebook and Twitter revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt that toppled the adversary governments of the Obama administration. He was voted one of the top 50 most powerful people in Washington by his 30th birthday, and then he left it all to sit in a room all day at Google with Google Jigsaw, this new one-person think tank, whose job was to use Google's proprietary resources to solve complex geopolitical problems. And with that, they created this Perspective API, which was the first retail use of AI stuff. And now it's everywhere. Now, in fact, it became mandated by law effectively in Germany through the passage of a law called NetzDG in August 2017. But now Twitter's a little bit of a unique case on this, but basically every other platform in TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, they all work by AI censorship. It's all designed for the exact purpose that he cited there, which is that if you wait until it's already posted, then the damage is done. So it's pre-banned using these sort of machine learning training models, and they use this on vaccines. The Pentagon and DARPA's little civilian kid cousin, the National Science Foundation. If you want to pull up a funny clip, look up the WiseDex clip, WISEDEX. Look up WiseDex on YouTube, and you're going to see the $5.7 million grant they applied for in the National Science Foundation to censor basically to subsidize the censorship of anyone who opposes a Bill Gates product.
What was it again? How do you spell it again?
Just go to youtube.com and then just type in
Hold on one
WiseDex.
second. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
W-I.
Yeah, WISEDEX.
S-E.
W-I-S-E.
Yeah, wise, like an owl.
WiseDex.
Yeah, WiseDex, DEX. And just play like the first 30 seconds of the video. I think it's probably about.
Are you seeing any of it here?
Yeah, right there.
This one?
Yeah, play that.
Got it. Hold on.
Oh wait, actually,
So social media
I'm sorry.
platforms.
There's a better one. Wait, go back. It's that same project, but they actually have a promo video to the National
School of Information?
Yes. No. Well,
Go on their
I was
YouTube
gonna
channel?
say scroll down, just because I'm sure it's in there. Yeah, there you go. That one.
All right. Oh, nice, cheery, globalist
Posts that go
music.
viral on social media can reach millions of people.
Volodymyr
Unfortunately,
Zelensky's
some
there right
posts
here?
are misleading.
Wait, hold on. You gotta hear
Social media platforms have viral on
just like
social
20
media
seconds.
can reach millions of people. Unfortunately, some posts are misleading. Social media platforms have policies about harmful misinformation. For example, Twitter has a policy against posts that say authorized COVID vaccines will make you sick. When something is mildly harmful, platforms attach warnings, like this one that points readers to better information. Really bad things they remove. But before they can enforce, platforms have to identify the bad stuff, and they miss some of it. Actually, they miss a lot, especially when the posts aren't in English. To understand why, let's consider how platforms usually identify bad posts. There are too many posts for a platform to review everything. So first, a platform flags a small fraction for review. Next, human reviewers act as judges, determining which flag posts violate policy guidelines. If the policies are too abstract, both steps, flagging and judging, can be difficult. WiseDex helps by translating abstract policy guidelines into specific claims that are more actionable. For example, the misleading claim that the COVID-19 vaccine suppresses a person's immune response. Each claim includes keywords associated with the claim in multiple languages. For example, a Twitter search for negative efficacy yields tweets that promote the misleading claim. A search on eficacia negativa yields Spanish tweets promoting that same claim. The trust and safety team at a platform can use those keywords to automatically flag matching posts for human review. WiseDex harnesses the wisdom of crowds as well as AI techniques to select keywords for each claim and provide other information in the claim profile. For human reviewers, a WiseDex browser
The
plug
globalists
This
will
re-
send robots and
This
drones
reminds-
to
Love to
destroy you
censor
for
you.
spreading disinformation.
This reminds me of like the commercials for ESG, where it's just like they try to make it sound like a good thing, but you know instantly, if you know about what it does, you know it's bad. I guess so. It could sound good to a moron, but this is just absolutely terrifying.
Well, yeah, what they do is they analyze every single argument against the chunk every single one into the common keywords that people who use those arguments make, micro target them, package them in basically a blacklist database. They train their proprietary models on it, and then they just basically push it onto the social media platform. So they sell it to them as part of the advertiser pool filters, so that they're automatically in there. And this was paid for by us. This is paid for by the U.S. government. These guys, WiseDex, got a $750,000 initial grant with up to $5.7 million in order to develop this AI censorship tool to stop anyone from being able to talk about negative efficacy of. They got this in 2021.
Do you know who approved that grant?
I can tell you the administrator. I have the grant. I have the grant numbers for all these, but you can just go on usaspending.gov and just put in the number, put in the name WiseDex.
I'm a rep
and
for
you'll see it.
Pfizer. I'd like to give you your booster. You know too much.
Well, unfortunately, I got bit by a mosquito on the way here, so I may already have it.
It could be a CIA mosquito.
Oh yeah, didn't Bill Gates release GMO mosquitoes?
GMO mosquitoes that have numbers on them that are meant
So I
to.
hope, Mike, I hope you're okay.
Yep.
No, I'm cool. This is how we got Zika.
Yeah.
This is
And
Lyme disease,
extensively.
a lot well.
There was a rise, especially in the United States recently, of mosquito-borne illnesses, as Bill Gates is doing experiments with mosquitoes, releasing GMO mosquitoes out there to
Who
the
voted
general
on
public.
approval of
Okay,
that?
cover yourself in vanilla.
Vanilla
And
extract.
If you have
Who's-
ants, cover
vanilla
your house
Are the
with
GMO
sugar.
ones? Are they not responding to the vanilla too? And who's giving him permission to do that? That's BS.
The state of Florida did.
He should have never.
So
got
he released
permission.
these GMO mosquitoes in Key West.
I
So
mean-
in Key West, they released these specific mosquitoes.
We were talking about earlier about how Bill Gates is experimenting with the world, including the particles that he put above, what was it, San Francisco or San
Yeah.
Diego?
San
And
Francisco.
how is this not? I feel like this should fall under Nuremberg. Nuremberg is like it's a violation to experiment on humans in a way that it could be negatively. But it's the
Have you
same
ever heard of
thing. It's just
American
on
history,
mass-
Lauren? Because that's what the U.S. government has been doing for a very long time, especially
American history?
their
No.
radioactive kind of experiments that they did in
never heard
St.
of it
Louis, the particle
yeah.
experiments that they have done on unsuspecting American citizens. America has a long track record of doing some absolutely awful. This time we kind of exported it to private enterprise that is doing it in their name, with their grants, with their connections that are also a part of the Jeffrey Epstein saga as well. So it's all one big kind of circle. and they're all jerking each other inside of it.
Well, I would love to see some brave prosecutor who, in the end, would lose their license and get nowhere. But I'd love to see some brave prosecutor try to go after him for violation, or her, whatever. They're all.
Yeah, I don't know why Ron
Wisconsin's
DeSantis allowed GMO mosquitoes to be
Was it
released here
DeSantis?
in Florida.
That is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You would think that he would be the one person to step
He
could
would,
be
stand
an
he would be the one that could
agency.
stop it, but it happened under his watch.
You,
suspect that.
you can only stop it if you know it's happening, and that's a huge issue with agency law. Sometimes the agencies, like Congress grants an agency in order to be able to do, XYZ tasks, and as long as it reasonably falls under these tasks, until recently, the Supreme Court just overruled the Chevron case, so therefore Chevron difference is out. But it hasn't been ruled upon as to how it's going to move forward. But essentially, these agencies have at will to perform whatever task that they believe was granted to them under Congress. And so without any congressperson, any senator, without any person that was elected into power, we could have some sort of agency personnel just do what they want to do. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I think
if it
even
was-
libtards would agree with you on this one.
Yeah, good. I mean, there's
Unless
some,
there are 4 GMO mosquitoes being released. Maybe they are. And it's pretty psycho if they are.
There's some things that conservatives and liberals agree upon that I think that we should get together. For instance, like the environment is a huge one. I think liberals focus way too much on global warming. I don't think it's nearly as big of an issue, or really an issue at all, in my opinion, that you could disagree with. But we all agree that pollution is bad. We could all work together to end air pollution in our waters, pollution, and it's something that conservatives and liberals agree on. I'd love to see us work together more on what we concretely agree
I'd love to come together on a lot of things. Abolishing the IRS, loving thy neighbor, not falling for divide and conquer, not falling for the evil people who run the world. We can all love each other and come together and change the world.
But
Yeah.
who's pro mosquito?
Bill Gates.